Shucks. Okay, here we go. First off, betiki washte. Tokaya Tinkashla Wopla Waku, Lemia Chamatoya Hemia. Chunkbe Opio Matiwa. My dear relatives, before anything is said, when speaking about something very important, we are always supposed to remember the Creator. This is I, Bear Woman, and I do come from Wounded Knee, and just want to thank the Creator here for allowing me this time to really think and pray and concentrate what's going on, what's happening, what's taking place here. So with that being said, I just wanna talk to you a little bit. This walk for peace and justice, also known as the Million Man March, is a walk that is to straighten out the wrongs that have been done to the native Indian people of the land. Treaties are supreme law of the land, and they venture out worldwide. They started in 1059 before Christ. The first treaty in the world was the Ten Commandments, as first thing ever written by God before any man can write. And the alphabet was given to the African people in Kalar, Africa, where the Ethiopians used it. And the Papa Bull was took by Europeans, where a blank piece of paper became very powerful. And through that piece of paper is what the government calls federal government documents. I call them abuse of federal government documents between the benefactor and beneficiary. The benefactor is the government, the beneficiary is 564 federal recognized tribes. They deliberately wrote out treaties of their bylaws in the Royal Jasper Quarterly and of the state of Nevada. So with that being said, they didn't just do it there. They did it in grade school, high school, colleges. Only upon request in universities are treaties taught, and in the military. My dear relatives, I want to say thank you for listening to what I'm saying and reading what was put out there. That information is for all of us to know. We should have never been so far behind. They said that the Lakota people were behind 10 to 15 years in education, but the reality, the world was behind about a good 500 years of government employment, knowledge of what was happening, because Washington, for the last going on 100 years now, the Washington D.C. White House used to be a prison called the Clinton Correctional Facility in New York, Washington D.C., which makes that a business of conflict of interest, because most of us Indians, we believe that when you're having when you have a prison facility or somebody died in a home, and if you don't bless it, you don't take care of it, and you're doing things in there, then there's always a spirit that follows. And in this case, poverty and genocide was taken upon the Indian people as almost if it was a hatred sort of act, a death sentence against our 564 federal recognized tribes. A lot of our people have housing embezzlement, the schools, the food, everything's supposed to be paid for with the treaty. The treaty is the deed to the land, and land is not for sale to the United States federal government. About 2 years ago, there was these documents, 344U, 344N, where we're running side by side. This was before the buyback land program. and I turned those documents over to the United Nations. So with that being said, over the last 9 years, I have dedicated my life to try to help the Oglala Sioux tribe, and then I know about Montana's $500 billion of embezzlement, and also the 18 unratified treaties in California. Here in Nevada, we have Wesley Glenn Dick, who's having a hard time. Chief Quashush is what we call him. I am talking to 1,000 ambassadors worldwide and world leaders, presenting my case to them in hopes that they will come and help us to straighten this out nationwide. Now, I want to talk about the Million Man March. That Million Man March that started from Wounded Knee, the Peace and Justice Walk. I wanted 5 groups of people. The first one goes 5 miles, second one 5 miles, third one 5 miles, and so on till the 5th one. By that time, we should have 25 miles in either 8 hours or 10 hours every day. With that being said, we should be in Washington in about 41 days if we do a leapfrog. That way we don't put too much pressure on just one person, and we can have caravans going along the way. I myself am thinking, I was notified by the ambassador today, the chief ambassador, that he'll be at the UN on May 20th, 2014, which is not too far after the march begins. With that being said, I thought about if I should go to the UN and meet them instead of having the march. Then I really thought about the grassroots, and I said, we wrote a letter to Obama. We wrote a letter to Tracy Tuvalu. We told the FBI, the BIA, the CIA, we put it on Facebook. We made this problem notoriously known worldwide. All these problems, and nobody listened. Sometimes it's best to listen to yourself and what's in your mind and heart and tell Creator. And if you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability. And if somebody really wants to help, they'll be there. So with that being said, I pray that the ambassador who watches these videos, that you'll join me in Washington, because we waited for help. There's many a times anybody who was multi-millionaire or rich or any company in the world could have come and helped our Indian people, but they weren't there. So now that I'm raising a lot of ruckus, I'm going to depend on God, to Gashala in heaven. Allah, as they say, inshallah. I'm going to depend on Him. I'm going to depend on Creator Almighty God, to Gashala, to help me, to help my people to live. I don't want no XL pipeline to destroy the water for our 7 generations. I don't want the land to be destroyed. Here in my home, I have my son and I took up computer business management, and I drove semi. And I used to work for the Fallon Navy Air Station. So with that being said, I could easily turn the camera off, turn my back on my people, and only survive for my son and I. But I'm not greedy and selfish and insecure like that. I've always said that through my whole life. And so I want to help my people. And those of you who are ready to walk, we're going to have to help one another through food, through camps, whatever we can. We're going to gas, whatever it takes. We're going to have to help, because there's nobody there helping us. It's an empty field. And the only one who's going to nurture our life is us. Can't be having drinking and drugs along the way, because it only causes trouble. We don't want trouble. We want to be a good, we're not like good angels, good representative. Hell, we could do whatever the hell we want. It's our land. It belongs to us. But if we're going to really mean what we have to say to ourselves and to the Creator, only Him, then we need to live accordingly. A lot of times I want to drink. I want to do drugs. I want to party. I want to walk away from this. But I don't. I'm brown. I'm a native, and I'm a native for life. God made me this way. Tunkashala, give me this land. Bless me with the peyote ways. Bless me with the chanupa. Bless me with songs and prayers. And as he blessed me, he was blessing all Indian people, 564 federal recognized tribal members. Each and every one of you have a right to stand up. And none of you should feel shame about anything. But I feel I've taken this video a little bit too long. And I'd like you to call me. Call me at 775-622-1271. Or Facebook me at Joann Spotted Bear. Maybe even Spotted Bear Matogleshka. And I promise I'll answer you. Along the walk, I'll be taking pictures and videotaping and praying and singing. And maybe we'll tell stories and have fire at nighttime. And we'll be helping each other. And I strongly ask everybody who's going to be going with us on the walk, don't venture off, okay? Please don't venture off. Thank you for your time. Aho, Madakyase. May Tunkashala bless, watch, and take care of you and your family. Oh.